My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is December 13, 2023. It is exactly 1 a.m. 1 a.m. on the dot. I took a while to put a list together because I wasn't really on Twitter today. After I came from the gym, I was exhausted and I had to do some stuff. So I have about 20 tweets to share with you. The last one, I'm not sure if I'm going to go over it. And this one has to do with my charity channel, but I need to go over the Impact Report, which I don't know. I want to read everything, but I'm not ready to read it yet. I'm not in the mood for it. So I'm going to go over some tweets that make reference to it, but maybe on Saturday I'll look into the Impact Report and it will be on my charity channel. So let's do the typical thing, the background. 3,633 subscribers, estimate revenue $269.98. Whew. Okay, and my analytic, there's that. And I believe there are some people who's not getting my notification, because occasionally I come across some response under the videos that said, oh my god, I've been looking for your channel, I can't find it, I'm not getting notification. So whatever is preventing people from seeing my stuff, I don't know. Okay, so these are the same numbers, I believe. $269.98, and there's the same amount of subscribers. And the last 48 hours, 2,870 views. Yeah, I think they're suppressing my channel. But let's go on Twitter. Let's keep moving on. This is the first tweet. Okay, like I said millions of times, why isn't Rupert Murdoch condemned? Someone needs to be rich, able to have huge resources, able to afford expensive lawyer, to be able to make a judge listen to your problem. Thanks, Prince Harry, for doing that for all of us, because he can do it and we can't. Okay, so let's go into that. I believe there is an article. There's the link. The link of it will be in the description. Reckless to the point of madness. How the Murdoch Empire hacked British politics, ByLine Times. So I have it open. I wanted to make sure if it was an article. If it was an article, and it was. It's not that long of a read. Alright, let's see here. Who wrote it? Okay, Nick Davies. It was written December 8th, 2023. A couple days ago. Okay, this week, News Group newspaper, the publisher of The Sun, and the now defunct News of the World agreed a six-figure settlement with former Liberal Democrat Minister Chris Young over a phone hacking and intrusion claim. It also settled 11 other cases. Oh my god. But okay, I understand he's settling, but is it worth it? Well, then again, when you're doing crime, you don't think you're gonna be caught. But it's not healthy. Is it profitable? You're getting settlement after settlement, you know, huge figures, and doing unethical things. So there must be something greater behind all of this unethical behavior, because this is not a healthy or profitable way of doing business. What the hell is this? Okay, so let's continue. Okay, it also settled 11. That's a lot. 11 other cases, including those of singer Melanie. Okay, I think I'm pronouncing this one. Melanie Chisholm. I don't know. Sorry if I pronounce it wrong. And actor Keith Allen and Catherine Tate. Rupert Murdoch's company, News Corp, has now paid out a total of $1.2 billion. Like I was saying, it's a lot of money. Is it even profitable? Okay, £1.2 billion and settlement of claims of unlawful privacy intrusion. In the latest edition of Prospect Magazine Media Confidential podcast, its editor Alan Rougebridger, under whose editorship and The Guardian newspaper exposed the phone hacking scandal in 2011, interviews former Guardian journalist Nick Davis, whose reporting revealed her claim of one rogue reporter masked the widespread use of hacking at the news of the world. In this extract from the podcast, Davis explores the significance of the Yun settlement, a weapon to attack those causing a political obstruction. There were two big headlines. First, the Murdoch people carried on hacking voicemails for many years, longer than we have previously understood, and it did so in a way which was so reckless. The second big headline is that whereas all of the hacking we knew about already was about trying to get stories about people's personal lives, this, or at least a significant part of it, appears to have been devoted to advancing Rupert Murdoch's commercial interests, especially his attempt to take over all of B-Sky B? What is that? B-Sky B. Alright, quick research, what is that? Oh yeah, this guy passed away. May he rest in peace. Andre, was it Borger? May he rest in peace. Alright, let's see. What is B-Sky B? Oh, Sky Group. Sky Group Limited is a British media and telecommunication conglomerate, which is a division of the American conglomerate Comcast, and headquartered and where? Isleworth. It has operations in the United Kingdom, Ireland, Germany, Australia. This guy was trying to take over the world. Switzerland and Italy. Headquartered in the UK. So he was trying to take... Oh my god, these people are crazy. Oh, where's the article? Okay, so that's this here. This is good to always look into those things. Specifically, his attempt to take over all of B-Sky B. The implication of that is that there were senior people organizing it. It won't be the familiar names from the news of the world newsroom. It will be somebody high up in the hierarchy. And somewhere up there, there's not only Rupert Murdoch, but more immediately on the scene, his son James. I will describe it as a strong cast of circumstantial evidence which falls short of anything like a smoking gun. There isn't an email from A to B saying, guess what? I just hacked Chris Huon's email and discovered the following info. So as circumstantial cases go, it's strong, but I think it's not without doubt. When we talk about the circumstantial evidence here, some of it is familiar stuff. People saying, oh yeah, I remember my mobile phone will go, and when I pick it up, there was nobody there. If you're going to hack someone's voicemail, you have to get through when they're not answering the phone. I will show up for some meeting and there will be a photographer there. How the hell did they know I was going to be there? How on earth did they get this information? So there's that kind of a foundation layer of circumstantial evidence. That's almost the same thing that Harry was saying in court. Certain things are happening, and then that's where he was, starting to eliminate friends because he didn't trust them. Okay? Let's continue. There are two other types of evidence extracted from the Murdoch Company on the orders of the judge hearing the Yun case. First, record of payment to private investigators, and the second, which is the most important, is the record of phone calls made from Murdoch headquarters and wrapping to the three senior Lib Dem MPs we're talking about here, Chris Yun, Vance Cable, and Norman Lamb. What you see over a period of time is nearly 900 calls coming from the Wapping Murdoch building to these three MPs. The three MPs said, but we weren't getting calls from the Sun or the News of the World. Wow. Which are the people involved here? What are these calls for? And some of them are suspiciously short. A reporter called a politician is going to be a complicated conversation, at least 10 minutes, maybe longer. This is a minute or two over and over again. The private investigator and voice on the calls from Wapping happen in clusters. If we apply that circumstantial evidence to a timeline, you see a very interesting picture developing. Alright, so there's more. Okay, so this is just explaining how they were able to sort of find out. I mean, there's not that much left, but you could finish with it. Alright, so because I have more things to share with you. The link of the article will be in the description. Okay, so let's go to the next tweet, because I have like 20 tweets to share with you, so I don't want to spend the entire time reading the article when you could read that yourself. But let's look into these. Who's going to tell him Canada's not the only one? We eagerly await his visit here in Australia so we can tell him to his face, not my king. Oh my God, when was this written? Is there any date? There's no date. Okay, exclusive. King Charles traveled to Canada for first time as monarch but faced huge opposition. Foreign Office officials and royal aides have been working to plan a trip with as little opposition as possible for King Charles and Queen Camilla when they head to Canada in May. Is it May, June next year? When is Invictus? Oh, okay, it's not in 2024. I believe it's in 2025, right? But whatever. People selling them, they don't want them, but if you get a million, you have to flunk yourself to them. I don't understand. Okay, isn't it late for Charles to be concerned? Then Canada announced they weren't putting his face on their currency once the Queen Elizabeth II bills runs out. The entire Commonwealth fed up with Chuck. No one likes or trusts him, and the main reason why is standing next to him. The tampon. They're panicking and in denial. Okay, I'm ready. Oh my God. Don't forget the rotten tomato too. Canada, the king will visit the first country that helped Prince Harry when he was bullied out of his England. The country king outed Harry's location to tabloid. Okay, good point. This will be interesting. Okay, I will not care if he comes here. I will pay no attention because he is not my king. Glad to hear it. Okay, after this, that's it. This whole thing with monarchy is just not flying with a lot of Canadians anymore, including me, middle-aged former monarchist. Okay, Canada is not impressed, and if we go, all hell will break loose. We're all sick of them. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so they respond to it now, because there was a time he went to Canada. There were some people singing, and that Three in a Marriage was laughing. That's why I was a bit concerned. I wanted to see when was that. I forget, the article says that that was the first time as monarch he's gonna go to Canada. I completely forgot, but I got confused a little bit. But the headline says King Charles traveling to Canada for the first time as monarch, which means he hasn't done it yet. So I was a bit confused about that, and I didn't process when I first read the headline that as first time as monarch. When was it written? Okay, next tweet. Flap after flap. Alright, let's see this one. Anti-poverty campaigners raise concern over royal visit to baby banks. What is it? There's a video that's going around where Kate and the kids are going to some charity place. People are somewhat, how do you call this, upset about it. It seems like, okay, they're normalizing that kind of situation. Bringing the kids, so if you're bringing the kids over there, which means you're preparing them to continue that same thing instead of doing something to stop it. Okay, not everybody is waiting for a handout. So people want things to help them take care of themselves. I don't know, but anyway, let's continue reading. Independent Food Aid Network warns of, okay, I didn't even finish reading, but that's exactly that. Okay, Independent Food Aid Network warns of normalizing charity as an answer to poverty after Princess of Wales volunteers at Berkshire Center. That was written yesterday. Anti-poverty campaigners have raised concern about visit by the Princess of Wales to baby banks, warning they risk normalizing the idea that charity is the answer to poverty. That's what I'm saying. Because if the situation to be there, their existence is to help charities, and then they're normalizing it, it's almost like I said, the government, the recycle system, the government is putting people in poverty, and then the monarchy pretending to help, and then you have the tabloid distracting the people from seeing what the government is doing. So they're normalizing it, making it seem like it's okay, therefore you need them to I'm surprised they're seeing that now. How long was that anti-poverty campaigner started? Because the minute I started looking into the system, and I was like, this is the cycle of things. Okay, let's continue. Footage released by Kensington Palace earlier this week show Kate taking her 3 children to a baby bank in Holyport, Berkshire, where they helped volunteers sort Christmas presents. Did they bring anything? I hope they did. Okay, so that's in French. That's a different language, probably repeating the same thing. Alright, especially in Berkshire, one of the most expensive areas I know. This as I have a friend who lives just outside Windsor. Why didn't she go a bit further out? Oh, there's an I. Okay, well, maybe she should have gone to her Cornwall duchy. I read that it was one of England's poorest areas. Really? After this, let's move on. There's my comment here about an hour ago. Okay, there's me explaining what the UK system is. Okay, I call the UK system the recycle system. The government put people in poverty. Royal family pretend to help charity. The tabloid distract the people from important issues of the country, thus the recycle system. Each election cycle, the government scare the hell out of the people. The British media goes to work by distracting. Okay, so I'm surprised 8 people like it. Okay, why didn't they ask Meghan? I mean, Meghan is done. Okay, if she's gonna do something, she does it quietly and then whatever. If the people wants to make it public, that's fine. But Meghan is done. Alright? Clearly they have separate teams and don't communicate. William trying to abolish an aspect of poverty. Kate trying to normalize an aspect of poverty. Okay, let's definitely after this. Let's read bottom up. Finally, they are speaking. Waste. That family is a waste of space, period. End of it. Okay, but KKK wants them to be everywhere while her kids live in the laps of luxury. Those baby banks should be on every corner so she and her kids can have more places for photo apps. Alright, so let's move on. It's sad. So I'm glad people are talking now because I saw the system. This is the way the system over there works. I mean, don't get me wrong, the US is not that perfect, but we're trying. People are trying. We try to elect people to help things going on. Look at the Republicans in the US are trying to take Social Security out of the system that was built because people work to put money into it, so when they retired, they could have something back. Okay, but the Republican wants to destroy it. But now, I think more people are waking up to say, okay, the Republicans in the US are not here to help. They want to destroy things. Alright, so we are trying to put people in place to help run the country properly. So, and then when you look at other states, the southern state, they're trying to gerrymandering so they could keep power. So I hope if Democrats win next election, alright, remove that what's the term they use, electoral college, because this is what's preventing the country from moving forward. Alright, next tweet. There are no 2 people who benefit from public apathy more than William and Kate. For years now, every time they get global attention, it's gone. More recently, for their awkward Christmas photo, and now their baby bank commercial. It's a shame actual work had to be stopped so Kate and kids could make propaganda. Oh, really? So when they went to that charity place, people had to stop working. Oh, Lord. Phew. It's because the world knows everything they do is performative. They are either performing or cosplaying. The world knows this, and I don't even know why they are keeping up with the charade. If I were them, I'd hang it up. I mean, if they're getting millions, it's working for them. The main thing is for the people who, when they go vote, is to put people to help stop this nonsense. Okay, that's an ad. Okay, after this, that's it. Okay, sound about right. Public apathy, there's the thumbs up. Until Harry's marriage, majority of that family had very little to no public profile, and it suited them. That's for sure. Except the annual hardworking list, there's a laugh here. Most Brits never heard from one year to the next about Anne, Eddie, and their family. Wank, William and Kate, extremely low profile. Yeah, it used to work for them. Nobody said anything. Until, yeah, this is spot on. Okay, baby bank commercial. What did I miss? Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. they just have to put a front now that, you know, Harry and Meghan are doing their own thing outside of the UK. So now they have to try to keep up and pretend. Princess Kate is punishing the Sussexes in a classy way by getting good press. Oh my lord, I think I responded to it, yeah, about an hour ago. Does this good press come with an express ticket to heaven? There's me laughing here, laughing my ass off. This is so freaking childish. Who gives a damn? Harry and Meghan don't even read their BS. British media never really writes anything positive about Harry and Meghan or that punishing her. They left the damn country for Kate and the funky bunch to have all of UK press to themselves. Why are they even mentioning Harry and Meghan on their BS? Yeah, whatever helps. Whatever helps her sleep in her white sheet. Okay, I don't know. This is good press for her. What is that? The hair, the fashion. Okay, let's. After this, I'll go to the next one. Okay, on fashion, I was saying the fashion. Okay, on fashion, I'm surprised more hasn't been made of the far Kate Middleton style has morphed into that of the Duchess of Sussex since the Duchess exited stage left. The tailored pants, the cape, the black color, a slight masculine cheek edge, it's all classic Meghan. Oh shit. They're letting it be known. Oh my god, this is what I mean. The squad are everywhere. I didn't even know this was out. This is a good one. Let me retweet that. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. Oh my lord. Next tweet. Boo-hoo. There's the word with the B word here. Maybe the people of the land want better and are seeing the UK royal as useless as a fifth tire. A fifth tire. Because Moscow only need 4. Oh my god. Okay, food, baby, clothes, banks always do the work, not just when PR and view are needed. Alright, so she retweeted that. I'm shocked seeing negative comments coming from people who don't do nothing to support others or volunteering in their communities. At least these children are privileged, but they are learning how important it is to help others. Your hatred only proves they're doing the right thing. Okay, so let's see here. The negative comments are breaking my heart. I expect them from the squad but when you see the negative from supposed royal watchers, it hurts. Okay, so I don't know. I don't even bother going over there. You just saw my comment. It was through the squad thing. But the thing is that why? Yeah, they're normalizing the kid. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this. Okay, the people who thinks it's hilarious to make up lies, they hope we'll get Harry and Meghan trash, are upset because the truth is getting William and Kate trashed. Okay, I guess the poverty is really getting to people and they are not going to tolerate certain things as they should. There's already been a report that the royals bring no value to any charity or bank, so I'm not understanding the use of them. I don't know. I'm surprised they're realizing that now. I love this for them. There's a laugh. I want them to cry harder. Okay, definitely after this. Let me read bottom up. Oh, the one received a proper dragging on Sky News comment. Oh, there was a comment on Sky News? See, I don't follow them, so I don't know. If the squad don't bring it here, I will not know. Why aren't the royals and the turnip tops tough donating funds to the baby banks, helping with low income heating bills and supplementing child care centers for working parents? There's good ideas, but that's not what they want to do. The squad has been telling the truth and called this out along. In times like these, all it takes is a hungry belly and a suffering society for others to see the light. These royals live opulent lives and only come down among the common folks for good PR. That is no help. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. It said, but all this, I don't know who to blame but the Brits themselves, because they've been in that situation many times. Okay, so now we are into Archewell. Like I said at the beginning, I didn't read the full report, but there are some discussion the squads are bringing, so I might as well bring it here. But when I read the entire report, it will be on my charity channel. Okay, so let's look at this here. Archewell Foundation Impact Report is so good. Show up the good. Alright, so let's see here. 3,176 hours of trauma-informed mental health. It's very small, so I'm not even gonna bother. So these are some numbers. Alright, it's very small. I'll enlarge it when I'm editing, But while I'm recording right now, I can't. Let me see if I make my screen bigger. Nah, it won't. I mean, it's trying to increase, but it doesn't increase the image. Okay. Oh, that was it. Okay, let's go to the next one. Archewell again. Okay, when she said protect black women and girls, this is what we mean. Harry and Meghan Archewell Foundation engaging with lawmakers to stop the adultification of black women and girls under the legal system. This is groundbreaking, impactful stuff. What was it? There was something, a discussion I was having on Twitter with somebody. I think it had to do with Andrew thing. I respond to something, and I think it had to do with the Queen bringing Andrew out, trying to put Andrew back into people's face kind of thing. And then the priest came and did try to defend Andrew and all of that. I think it was that particular tweet. And someone saying something like Andrew is not a pedo or something like that. And I say, yes, it is. Settling out of court to prevent going to trial, so he could keep his good name. So if he was that innocent, why didn't he go to trial to defend himself? Okay, this guy, this is something I did cover, so I know a little bit about it. Okay, he even attacked the New York State, okay, Constitution, saying this is unlawful, unconstitutional, da 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 da. It's in one of my videos on this channel. Okay, and then this guy went around. I'm telling you, he used his entire resources to the full capacity to prevent Virginia Giuffre from taking him to trial. Okay? Until when he realized everything he did, you know, the judge will not budge, he had to settle. So you have to respect each places you go, their rules and regulation. The fact that Virginia said no, so the judge had to agree with Virginia. You went and violate the law and her. So you have to be punished for it. So making excuses for him due to your own law, what was it? I even think it's also in this channel, I think, or maybe on PYTE, that the UK was trying to lower the age of consent. What is it? I think right now it's either 15 or 16, and they were trying to lower it further. And I was like, what the hell? What does a 14 or even 15? Not even all this age, even 18, don't even know that much. They know, but not as much as these old people who have already spread their body all over the world to take advantage of some young kids who's just trying to start life. You know, they prevent them from, you know, those little puppy love. You have feeling for another human being. You know, those kind of things young kids start. These old people are preventing the young kids from experiencing things themselves. Okay, and then for these people to think a 13 or 14, even, I'm telling you, they were trying to lower the age. There's this guy, it's in one of my videos as well, and I believe he's either from France and some part of, is either South Africa, was going around advocating to reduce the age of consent. So you tell me if this is not pedo behavior. Why is it such of an interest for a grown man to be interested of lowering an age of consent? So that should raise a red flag for anybody. Okay? When you have comments trying to tell you, oh, he wasn't, he's not a pedo because he didn't violate anything, but he paid millions for things not to go to court. So why did he pay if he feel like he was innocent? And then he did all those BS over to not go to trial, attacking the Constitution and all of that. Okay, so you could tell yourself whatever you want to make you feel better at night, but in this country that you go to, you have to abide by the law. Okay, so let's continue. I went off with this. I'm telling you, these things tends to piss me off. Okay, this is groundbreaking, impactful. Okay, so what was this about again? Okay, Harry and Meghan Archewell Foundation engaging with lawmakers to stop the adultification of black women and girls under the legal system. Okay, so that's why I went to it. Alright, so this one I could read. Georgetown Center on Gender Justice and Opportunity Inspired by the work of Rebecca Epstein, of all name after all the thing that I just said, Epstein of Georgetown Law, and building on a previous partnership to explore adultification bias and the inequities faced by black girls in the justice, education, and medical system, the Archewell Foundation has partnered with Center on Gender Justice and Opportunity to develop a groundbreaking curriculum to educate judges and overcoming harmful gender stereotype. Wow, that's really going right at the heart. Okay, this is good as well. But the foot soldiers, who are the foot soldiers that I'm thinking of? The police officers, those people who are within the community. When they go to a community, they already have their mind set into certain things. When they're treating young kids like adults as well. So this, as much as I appreciate, okay, I'm not complaining about this. This is like at the heart of the thing. But the foot soldiers are the ones sometimes who tends to act out those kind of things to bring these kids into the justice system where they have to face the judge. But if those police officers, that deal with the communities, have that education, these people need some sort of education as well, because once they go to the community, they already have their mindset of how they see black people, whichever way that's in their mind. Okay, they need to be educated in this aspect, know how to what's the term, not destabilize, like to not stir things up, instead to there's a term for it, I can't think of it, to stop it, or to not even start. What the freaking word is that? I can't think of the word. All I'm thinking right now, diffuse. Okay, but that's not the word. There's another word for it. To not, stir up the pot kind of thing, to diffuse the situation. Okay, many of them tend to go in those community, instead of diffusing, they really stir up the thing to get people angry and act out. So those police officers, they need training as well. But this is good. So when the kids, those foot soldiers, those police officers, try to bring into the system, so the judge could understand from the perspective of those kids, to not let them into that system that those foot soldiers want to put them in. I hope I make sense on that. But let's continue. I'm not discrediting what Archewell is doing. It is good because the judges are the decision makers. Okay, the Archewell Foundation has partnered with the Center on Gender Justice and Opportunity to develop a groundbreaking curriculum to educate judges in overcoming harmful gender stereotypes, especially those affecting black women and girls the most. The new training program is currently being piloted by the center, with plans for a nationwide rollout in 2024. Wow, right around the corner, in a couple months. Okay, well, not really in a couple months, in a couple weeks, because we're in December already. The year's almost ending, but which month of 2024? Okay, rollout in 2024, and an expansion to medical students and professionals, law enforcement, and educators. You know what that remind me of? Serena Williams, when she was having her first baby, and I believe she was saying she was feeling something, but the mindset of these medical professionals then think she was in whatever situation that she was going through. And Serena had explained it in some sort of thing, but that's the first thing that came to mind as I read this. What was it? Expansion to medical students and professionals. All right, so they're targeting the right group, I think. So let's continue. Okay, so that was that. So let me read some of the comments. I'm so glad you shared this. This really part of the report really stood out to me. You can really see their value and reflected in the projects they support. They say they have fantastic programs coming our way. We can't wait. This is huge. Let's go. Okay, that's an ad. So that was it. Let's go to the next tweet. That's really good. I hope my explanation is not to discredit them. Look, I'm not even doing half of the thing that they're doing. But I was just thinking others should be included in that, because those foot soldiers, they the one who's going into the community and traumatizing those young kids as well. As I'm editing, and it seems like I didn't process what I read, and they did mention the law enforcement as well. So I didn't process what I read the first time, but editing it, they did mention law enforcement. It's very crucial because law enforcement are the one who's going in the community. So they did include that. All right, next tweet. The British media are using Archewell Impact Report to take the attention away from their grifters and the fact how lazy pegging and mumble are. They always use their children as excuse to be lazy, to do less. Every time it's the same BS with lazy and lazy grifters. All right, this I showed on, I think, either yesterday's videos or something like that. Look up Sussex. He should not even be in there. Because he's not a working lawyer, but they put his name there anyway. They just want to, someone said they just want to show that he's doing zero. Okay, working hours, Royals, there's the numbers again. I thought they were comparing with the Archewell thing. So these are the same cretin. Alright, when their children are over 15 years old, they will still be using their children as an excuse. If there was no Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, it would have been 80 engagement instead of 172 for both. Okay, Prince William and Kate Middleton slammed for being lazy. Being lazy royals, lazy snobs. They only started doing and copying things after Prince Harry and Meghan Markle married. Okay. Paying them more than 120 million in taxpayers' money for that. Pointing down here again for that. There's that. No wonder they are doing everything to keep that life. They are the biggest grifters, scammers, and frauds on earth. There's the numbers again. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. It's up to the UK. That's all I have to say. Up to the UK. Next tweet. They can copy everything except how to pay their staff well. Okay, so let's see here. Kate Middleton is hiring a new assistant for £27,500 a year, and they need to be a big fan of hers to get the job. What the hell? They need to be a big fan. Another word. This is so freaking stupid. If this is an ad for her, there's the link for, I guess, for the ad. That alone would be no. Okay, once you go work for people, it's not to be a fan or a friend or anything. You go to the work. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex do not take a salary from Archewell. Archewell employ 5 people in 2022 with salary equally to £508,984 for the year. My goodness, that's a lot of money. And there was somewhere I was reading through tweets is that what is it? Someone was doing an engagement for Charles. I think some sort of medicine or something like that. They don't even pay for their transportation, even when they travel with them or something like that. I mean, whatever. You would have thought, like, when you work for high-profile people like that, that will give you some sort of a profile, right? But if you're struggling and then they're not even flipping, paying you to come to them and all of that, so what the hell? That would be a big no-no. Okay, if Kensington Palace was paying me $27,000 a year, I too will wait for the well-paid California staff to come up with ideas and then just copy. I know they're not paying them well to be original. So hey, no wonder that $4,000 from said little man was so enticing. Okay, 2.5 months salary. All right, so there's that. $13.22 per hour, not including tax. California minimum wage is $15. All right, there's a reason why the people only interested in working for the Windsors are courier scammers, Simon Case, abusers, Angela Kelly, con artists, Jason Kanoff, perverts, Christian John. Kind of paints a picture of the kind of people royal prefer to hire. Okay, why will anyone work for royal family with those wages? Okay, if some of those KP staff have been nice to them, then maybe they could now be earning a nice wages in sunny California instead of running to the press to try and make an extra bucks because their monthly salary don't cut it. That is true. Like I was saying, I was surprised to see how some Brits will get paid for so little and do major damages. I've said this a very long time. I can't believe the amount of money they're taking to do some major damages. Okay, let's read these. Okay, it's no wonder their staff take cash for leaks. Kate is spending the money on Shein version of Meg's outfit when she should be using it to pay an assistant of commensurate salary for their position. Such an unserious girl. Okay, well, it's not like I'm taking her side. I don't think she's the one who's giving the price. It's probably the palace. All right, this woman have no say over there. Okay, I'm always a little amazed at the pay for most jobs in the UK. Here in the US, that job will earn at least 50 to 60,000. Yeah. Okay, let's not forget as well. I think the value of the pound is slightly more than the US dollar. Let's see. The pound was more than the dollar. Okay, it's no wonder this. Okay, I read that. There's this. I'm always a little amazed at the. Okay, I read that as well. Now we know why. She had 5 private secretaries in 6 years. They didn't like her. I can't say I blame them. But the thing is that if it's for the liking kind of thing, that might be different. But they knew in advance how much they were going to get paid. So maybe after getting over there to see her personality, they can't stand it, so they left. That's the only thing I will say. Next tweet. When I think about the low salary the other two pay their staffs and assistant, it makes sense why their staff sell stories to the UK tabloid. Below is how you should pay your staff when you have millions. But the thing is that they're not selling stories on at least when Harry and Meghan were over there, they're not selling stories on William and Kate. They were selling stories on Harry and Meghan. All right, okay, so that's that same thing again. Archewell employed 5 people in 2022 with salaries equally £508,984 per year. To be honest, is it pound? Yeah. To be honest, the low salary for person. You know what, I was surprised? There was something I posted on my community board. Is that some NHS workers were not really getting paid that much. I was shocked. Professional medical people were not getting paid that much. I was very surprised by that. Okay, to be honest, the low salary for a person like the private secretary is odd to me. Does the royal family cover all expenses for this person as well? I don't think so, from what I've read before. I cannot see how one could live in London on that salary. I would be keen to know how many of these employees use like food banks and such. Okay, let me go into that since it's the first one here. That family doesn't pay squat to their employees. They're infamously miserly, which ensures a bunch of true believers work around them because it's not for the big bucks. It's not just a job, it's a whole weird culture they embrace. Okay, I have never understood that. The turnaround must be immense. Do they just consider it an internship for the resume and move on after a year? All right. That's a different language. So let's go back to the main one. I just came from that. And the summer 2022 domestic staff were still recruited by royals below minimum wage on the ground that on 24-hour shift came with room and board. This I also read. Maybe it was through that particular post I read. Okay, little is known about food and sleeping arrangement because of NDAs, but a few have said it's leftovers, cans, and temporary rooms in the attic. What the hell? Where can I apply? 500,000. They're loaded for 100K each. My turn. Okay, that's the first thing I noticed. The staff get paid really well, while the royal family is still on minimum wage. The royal family, that family, even their billions don't make them attractive or loved or even happy. But they want more and more and more, and they get bags full of cash. No wonder the royal family encourage food bank. That's the thing. That's the thing. This is it. The recycle system. No wonder the royal family encourages food banks, baby banks, etc. because their employees have to use them. Okay, I'm telling you, you can tell how well the royal family pays staff by how Harry was dressed and where he was shopping for clothes. He literally had holes in his shoes, for God's sake. Meghan fixed all of that. Okay, I love that they pay a living wage. Alright, so these are whole Archewell. Okay, I thought it was all hashtag Archewell Foundation show up and doing good. Yep, let's go to the next tweet. You should never slam the non-tax royals who are doing great work with philanthropy entrepreneur and philanthropists, and how should Harry and Meghan know or care what Kate Middleton is a racist been doing in the UK each single day? Abolish the monarchy, service is universal. So this is New York Post. Meghan and Harry slammed for releasing Archewell Impact Report after Kate charity video. Who's copying who? I'm telling you, these things are so freaking stupid. You know, all of them could be at once. Cool happening at once. Okay, so there's me here. Oh, I'm surprised somebody respond. Okay, who's slamming them? Most people don't even know they released it. Do New Yorkers know whose event Kate? They should have said Kate Prince William's wife. Other than that, this Kate can be any other Kate in most people's mind. But who gives a damn when they released it? Because that's how he responded to when they asked who she is. I'm William's wife. Okay, when Prince Harry said toxic media don't report stories, they make up stories. Samantha Abram is a classic example of that. I don't even know who the hell is this. Okay, they make up stories. Samantha Ingram is a classic example of that. This is the first time this balloon-faced liar, oh my god, will be making up stories about things that only exist in her empty brain. There's a laugh here. I'm sure Harry and Meghan aren't sitting around watching what the UK parasitic royal family is doing just so they can one-up them. Any and everything the royal family does has nothing to do with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and vice versa. Exactly. Okay, no kidding. This is so ridiculous. It's not like Duke and Duchess of Sussex are privy to what the Wells are doing on the daily with their PR photo flops. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. I want to make this one video. Okay, so there's that. My mood after seeing the Archewell Foundation Impact Report. I know, I was watching this. It's 9 seconds.
Happy birthday! I don't know how to do that part.
Oh, that is so cute. And I'm sure those people who work for Archewell, they're not, I mean, I understand when they want to put something out at a certain time, they have a schedule. You know, there's crunch up times or whatever. But I'm sure they enjoy themselves doing their work. They're not under that crazy pressure of the institution over there. Okay, same here. Mine. There's that. Moscato for recruit, please. There's that. That's an ad. Okay, so it's the transparency for me. Love it. And them. There's that. That's her foam suit. Let's go to the next tweet. That was extra. Okay, so there's this here. Today we found out that the British press can't count. I was wondering what was this about, and I thought maybe I'll come and see what they were doing, what they report on that. Okay, even TMZ checked them out on it. Okay, most of you want them to set the agenda for you. The report from their foundation have nothing to do with finance. Okay, who? Oh, so the report, okay, is the same thing from last year, where they just explain what they did and, you know, throughout the year. But the UK was making reference about taxes and all of this. Maybe that's what it is, but whatever. Okay, I thought I would find the answer, what they were making reference to, but apparently this didn't mention much. But I remember from last year. Oh my god, last year I read the report and I list a whole bunch of charities that I need to do like a little video on what they're all about. I haven't have time. As you can see, every day I'm creating videos for you guys. Okay, so next tweet. For some who wager bet on Harry and Meghan to divorce should need to be studied by the scientists, but I take a delight in learning all the bad people in the world who wanted the Sussexes to break apart. It gives you an idea which people to trust and which should not be trusted. All right, so let's see here. Is this bigger? Not too much. Okay, together forever. Above all, my deepest and adoringest thanks to Archie and Lily for letting Papa go off to read and think and reflect, to my mother-in-law, aka Grandma, and to my incredible wife for too many millions of gifts and sacrifices, great and small, to ever enumerate. Love of my life, thank you, thank you, thank you. This book would have been impossible logistically, physically, emotionally, spiritually without you. Most things would be impossible without you. And to you, the reader, thank you for wanting to know my story and my words. I am so grateful to be able to share it thus with you. I believe that's from Spare. Okay, so there's some people here I blocked. Okay, for the first time and 100% support your posts. These two are incredibly well suited, two peas and weapons. I actually can't think of any other couple better match. Hope they stay together forever. They 100% deserve each other. I hate to have to deal with them. I mean, just because they don't want to deal with Harry and Meghan, that doesn't mean other people don't have to deal with them as well. Because Harry and Meghan are well-minded business people. You could see how the UK royals are dealing right now. So you want to deal with the royal family in the UK? By all means. But you don't have to deal with Harry and Meghan. That's fine too. But others do.
Harry and Meghan are incredibly marketable. I'd call them the new young Obamas. They're going to make an ungodly amount of money, and you know what? They literally could become billionaires.
You don't have to deal with Harry and Meghan. That's fine too. But others do.
Over the next 20 years. If either of them came on Shark Tank, I wouldn't even wait for them to pitch. I'd be like, I'm in. Whatever you want. Yes. Because they are so marketable. It would be so easy to develop products and projects for them, with them, and around them. It'd be yes. Yes. Can you hook it up?
What is it? Okay, beautiful couple forever. There's that. The replies to this are great blacklist of vomit making. Okay, so there's that. These people, they prefer savages kind of mentality. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. Okay, so I'm sort of done with the royals, kind of, I think. If there is one more, that's probably because I rearranged them. I arranged it kind of weird. But right now, this has nothing to do with the Sussexes. I have 4 more. Nothing to do with the Sussexes. Next tweet. Remember what I said about HOAs? They are designed this way as extension of sundown towns, designed based on racism. The rules are just forms of policing our movement and where we live. Okay, wait till the end. Let's listen to this here. It's almost 2 minutes. Okay, so these are people delivering whatever packages.
Hey bro, so I'm part of the HOA, the homeowners association. You know, I keep track of the neighborhood, making sure people are doing the things they need to do, yada yada yada. You have like a ton of packages on your porch, right? You know, HOA code says you're not supposed to have this many packages on your porch. You can order as much as you want, but you can't keep them on your front porch like you are. They've been here all day. I've been watching this literally from my house down the street, 2 doors down, left side, blue house, all day.
Listen to that. Look where I paused it, by the way. All day. What the hell was he doing all day? Doesn't he even work? Why is he even watching this house all day? Look at the face too.
All day. They've been right here. I don't want to look at them. They're ugly. Just bring them in the house.
Why are you even watching? You don't want to look at it, but you're watching it. It's like a freaking baby. You don't know what's good for you? Oh my God.
I don't get it. You've literally been here all day.
I don't get him either. Why are you watching?
How you have so much money. You just order stuff non-stop.
My God.
Really starting to piss me off.
What the?
So, because of this, because I'm quite upset as of right now, you are getting a fine for this. For having all these packages on there. It's $25 per package.
My God.
So, you have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 25, that's $125. Fine. Yeah, because they've been on your porch longer than 6 hours. That's the rule. You know what it is. Anyways, so I'll bring the fine by in a little bit. You can pay with cash, check, card, basically whatever. If you have any questions, just let me know. Good, thanks.
This is freaking ridiculous. Where's my comment here? Okay, so this, I remember sharing it in another one too. Remember this one? She lost her job. They asked him to stop recording and eventually changed the rules for fishing. Policing movement then decided which rule disguise as property value concern. I shared this a while ago, but where's my comment? Okay, all of that just to say it pissed me off that you can afford to buy things. Sheer Harlem. Okay, so that's that here. Yeah, where's my comment? I don't even see my, oh, there's my comment here. Okay, so let me get this straight. This guy had absolutely nothing to do the entire day watching that person's porch. Maybe, just maybe, that homeowner was working all day, not at the home. I swear, if that was me, I'll call this guy to court. He literally said he was watching it all day. This is ridiculous. Okay, he's broke and jealous. Is the same energy as white police asking how a black man can afford this expensive car. What this guy is pretty much asking is for a judge to overlook their HOA's rules and regulation, because if somebody's working all day and they order something, the person is not home. What if, for instance, it's a doctor or a lawyer, for all that matter, okay, is not at home to take the package in? How are this person supposed to bring in the package? And if the person is working late, how is this person supposed to take the package? So sometimes these HOAs need to be revised by a lawyer because they are unreasonable. And then this guy literally sitting all day. That's what he said. He's sitting all day looking at that person's front porch to see all those packages coming. And then you could see in the background there is still, I mean, it's just starting to get sundown. Oh, just sundown. Is a bit light out there slightly. Maybe it's the moon that's lit. Okay, to watch a person's porch because there's packages. How is that reasonable? I don't know. So some of those HOAs need rules and regulation needs to be revised or being sent, go to court to see how reasonable they are. I mean, I understand when you're buying a property, there are rules and regulations you know in advance. Like for instance, certain color of the house, bricks, fence, and all of that. This is a temporary thing. A temporary thing. It's not gonna stay there all day, or should I say, oh, it was literally, he said all day, but forever. It's not permanent. This is something that's temporary, that once the person come in, could easily, if it's not a breakable or fragile thing, could kick it in the house as the person's coming in. This is really ridiculous, because if person is working, how is the person supposed to be at home to bring in the package? Meanwhile, they need the package. Maybe they just don't have the time to go shopping. Oh, whatever. It's just unreasonable. Some of these HOAs needs to be sent to court or be called to court to be revised, to be looked at a judge. A judge could look at it to see if it's reasonable, because this is ridiculous. All right, but anyway, let's move on. This is just something extra. There was a place we were living before. It had a doorman, very nice building and whatever. And then someone purchased that entire complex and wanted to turn it into a condo, and they made us an offer if we wanted to buy it. I told my husband, as nice as this place is, and we had issue because the walls were, we could hear our next door neighbor when they watching TV, when they talking. I didn't want it, because if I were to do that, I would have to change the party wall. Party wall is what separate your apartment to the next, so there has to be fire code or whatever. I don't even think this building had that. So they made an offer, and the HOH at that time, because it was the beginning, $125, and then we know they could easily increase it. And I knew they were gonna put gems in the complex, and I said, as soon as they put the gem, I know it's gonna go up. And if there's roofing that needs to be fixed, they're gonna charge it to us. I told my husband, no. Okay, we don't buy condos. We're not into all of that. Look at this. I'm living in the apartment. Okay, so let's go to the next suite. I'm almost done. I have two more after this. has nothing to do with the Sussexes or the royal family. Okay, this man got it. So let's listen. 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
We both have good jobs. I'm a nurse. I'm a registered nurse.
First time here? Welcome to the club. A lot of people are new poor, and on behalf of the old poor, welcome to the club. Old poor, new poor, some of us are re-poor. We found our way out, and then the economy did its thing, and we're right back. I got a lot of heat from the last video I did, because they're like, I can't believe you would tell this lady to dumpster dive. If you want something bad enough, you'll find a way to make it happen.
Exactly.
But if you want it and don't need it, then, well, you'll probably find a way to make an excuse for why you don't have it. This isn't a conversation about the system failing people. We know the system's failing people. But if you're waiting on the system to fix itself, you're failing yourself. And the problem is not that you're poor. The problem is you kind of suck at being poor. A lot of people out here buying new cars that cost a couple $100,000. For old poor, our new cars have a couple 100,000 miles on them. Learn how to make it work. You clip coupons, you freeze stuff. Yesterday's meatloaf is today's sloppy joes.
The thing with the car, I talked about this before. When they, Lamborghini versus Ford Fiesta, and I was like, if Ford Fiesta could take you from point A to point B, and it's cheaper, why not? But Lamborghini is for when you have extra cash. Some people need to it seems like young people who are growing now, their comprehension, their common sense, it's not there. It seems like it's not there. It is very scary. Okay, so let's continue listening.
Some of y'all have never been told we got McDonald's at the house, and it's starting to show. I hear it all the time. Nobody working 40 hours a week should be struggling financially. Well,
by the way, McDonald's is not that cheap anymore. The other day I saw my husband buying McDonald's for the kids, and I saw the receipt, and I was like, what the hell? This is kind of expensive. I'd rather start, cook from scratch myself. Very rarely I eat McDonald's anyway, but it's not that cheap.
You're right, but if you got champagne tasting beer money, you're going to have to figure out how to be bougie on a budget, baby. And the difference between the new poor and the old poor is we're not scared. We know how to make it. If you keep that mindset when times are good of, well, I don't really need it, then it doesn't really make a difference when times are bad. Coupons, flea markets, swap meets, it all becomes second nature. You just figure out how to do it. You go to a thrift store every now and then. You still have a lot of people that will turn their nose up. I would never do that. Well, then don't complain. I would never do that because I don't want my kids to get picked on at school. Well, they're getting picked on by the people's kids that you're worried about impressing in the first place. You don't know how far you can stretch a bill, then you don't really know what we're talking about. Our bill's due on the 10th, but they won't cut it off till the 15th. That's another couple days for me to figure out how to pay the bare minimum. But if you watch the original video, she sits and talks about how she has $200 to last her for the rest of the week after she has paid all her bills and bought groceries. There's some of us that ain't making $200 or $300 before we pay bills and groceries. But the old poor is not afraid to get their hands dirty to make some extra money. Can't tell you how many times I've been driving around and thrown something in the back of my truck. Dad, we don't need a new one.
Let's continue. Listen. That's part 2. 56 seconds.
We don't need a new washer and dryer. I know, but if I fix it, that's an extra $200. Washers and dryers, dressers, things like that. I can't tell you how many times we've seen people throw away perfectly good stuff just because they don't know what to do with it. And look, old poor versus new poor, it is not a struggling Olympics. I'm not trying to win a gold medal on trying to outpour somebody else. What I'm saying is there's a lot of people out here who are struggling. I get it, but you're not struggling as bad as you think you are. Times are hard for everybody right now, but hard times can make hard people. I know it's a very boomery Gen X thing to say, but there's a huge difference between wants and needs. If you're not willing to cut down your wants for needs before you start complaining, well then there's no need for you to complain. Look, I am going to play devil's advocate. The fact that more people are making more money than they ever have before, but it buys less, yes, is ridiculous.
Wow. Alright, so I was reading this comment here.
You don't need a new washer and dryer.
Also, and I know places like TJ Maxx exist, but still, she's not really helping her argument by making it dripped and name brand clothing. That's the thing. Just because they see things expensive, they want those things, but they don't see they don't analyze to say, okay, if I buy that $300 clothes, $50 clothes will do the same, will keep you covered. But who am I? Okay, I didn't know she was wearing name brand. There's that here. All right, so let's go to the next one. It's crazy. Common sense seems doesn't exist to people anymore. Oh, this one is funny. When Grandma linked her hands, I thought she was going to get down on her knees to pray for him. Okay, so let's listen. 59 seconds.
Grandma,
What is it?
how long am I supposed to do this for?
Do what?
Steam the vegetables. You told me to steam the vegetables. What? Like, how long am I supposed to do it for?
What are you doing?
You told me to steam the vegetables. Grandma.
I did.
Well, what?
That's not the way you steam vegetables.
Why did-
Look here. This is a steamer.
Oh, I mean, Grandma, I didn't know. I'm just trying to help you out.
Hold it.
Trying to help you get ready for dinner.
Hold it. Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're serious.
Yes. What?
I don't know what to say. I mean, maybe we should get you some help, or maybe go back to school or something.
Grandma, I'm just trying to help you.
With an art?
Just steam it.
Oh well.
Grandma.
But you know what's really funny though? Whoever is recording it must have heard the conversation, and then when he or she realize this is what he's doing and start recording. Oh my God, there's me OMG LOL. People's laughing. Okay, so there's one more tweet regarding Harry and Meghan, and I don't think I'm gonna go too much on it. I was gonna avoid it, but since it's there, let me just show you. Okay, so there's Harry and there's Archie. Look at Archie looking at the cake. Look the same. My goodness. Okay, there's this carbon copy. That's the same baby. All right, so that is it. So let's do a prayer. Prayer for let's say well-minded. I don't know. Well-minded. Okay, so there's something here. Give me the strength and clarity of mind to find my purpose and walk the path you've laid out for me. I trust your love, God, and know that you will heal the stress just as the sun rises each day against the dark of night. Please bring me clarity with the light of God. Okay, so that's for all, pretty much everybody on earth, and especially those young people who are growing. It seems like their common sense is not there. They need that. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And I also have Patreon. If you want to be a member and you want to support me, please go on Patreon. Alright, so that is it. Thank you for watching.
Lavanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better